You see, we have a way how we use words, you know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You see, words will let you go off track, you know. Because that's what I was saying. You can't do it.
That's why I tell people
You
words
can't do
cannot
it.
Always,
teach.
if you think about the
Yeah,
times when you in an
without
argument or
emotion.
you in any, oh, I'm sorry, Bliss, go ahead. I mean, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, no, no.
No, I was just
Okay,
saying,
no,
I
I
tell
was saying.
people
Oh,
words cannot teach.
right.
Teach. It's life experience. So when I hear people speak, I'm speaking from experience. You understand what I mean? So when them speak, I realize that not go with experience none at all. That's out of alignment. Way, way, way out.
Mm.
And I was gonna say it's just like you come home and you find out some news or some information or your significant other than done something silly. You're gonna feel an emotion before you express that feeling. You understand what I'm saying? But just off the news, like just off of you hearing something, it's gonna make you feel it's an emotion that's gonna because like you said, everything is energy, it's motion, motion, motion. So
Yeah.
emotions are energy in motion. Emotion, energy in motion. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even like it's gotta be there.
Yeah, it's just like music, yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
once
like
that
music when
energy
I'm
hits you,
playing
you're gonna
and
feel
you
it.
yeah, it's just like music. For example, you listen to a soul song and you feel that emotion, but you don't really have to express it like but you do feel that motion, you do feel it, just like music. You
You got
understand?
to.
For real, for
So
real.
my mind's open, but not to nonsense though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me I can't like you can't live without emotions. Emotions is an innate, you know what I'm saying? Feelings are taught and learned, but how we express them, but emotions are just there. You're gonna feel it regardless, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think that's where the mind control comes in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I can't feel this emotion, but I can say how I will respond to it, you know?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
can't control it. I can't control feeling the emotion, but I can control how I respond to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So if I can live my whole life and not experience any emotions, then I shouldn't even be having a body or a mind, you know? Because the whole experience is for emotions, right? Like those things are the ones that teach us who we are and where we are and what we doing.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for real.
Imagine not having the emotion to tell you that putting your hand on the stove is danger or pain, you know?
They have no opinion. It's like
No,
me get my intuition said to me, oh, not to go somewhere, and me no go. And you get
yeah,
your intuition to go, and when you go, it was okay for you. Me never go. The bus that I was gonna take, it run off of the road.
yeah,
No reasoning didn't bring that to me. No
no,
knowledge never bring that to me.
You
It
see
was a
that?
feeling that I had,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I went with that feeling
yeah,
because
that
maybe because of
emotion.
past
One of your
experience or
emotions
whatever.
said this ain't safe. You know what I'm saying?
So when you can't have no opinion. It's like what?
Emotions, feelings,
Yeah.
and opinions, I think, are all different. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't you ask one word and then go into another word and nah. Let's stay to one. You know, an opinion is what you think about the matter. You know, like if I see DJ Grace and I say DJ Grace is beautiful, DJ Grace is number one, but somebody else is here and say, that's not true. She did, she that. You know,
Yeah.
those are our opinions. They ain't got to be based on no facts. You know. But
Exactly.
You know,
your
Exactly.
emotion
Yeah, that's
is
your opinion.
what
Yeah.
your mind and your body tells you is happening. Like that's your signal, you know. So you can't and your feeling is what you use to express that emotion. So
So
you're talking about
what is
three
going
different
on?
words that you're
Look,
trying to, you know?
look, when I look at it now, like I will break it down like this now. Like, okay, motion now, yeah, would be the whole, the entire thing, yeah. But
Yes.
emotion would be like the individual, or you play out your feeling yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on an individual basis, everybody have an individual motion.
Mm-hmm.
I can move this way because this make me feel this way, and you move another way because it make you feel that way. Another person move it because individual.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it would come down as emotion, but
Yeah.
really it is motion. So you have to go back to the root word of what that is,
Yeah.
and what does
Physical
motion mean.
movement.
So he's not breaking it down and going back to the lowest denominator.
Mm-hmm. And
You know,
sometimes people ask questions not because they have the answer, but because they want the answer. You
What
know
the
what I'm
answer?
saying? So you got to realize that too.
Yes.
Sometimes people will ask a question not knowing the answer just because they want to have an answer, but they don't want to ask what's the answer. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So
yes,
they'll make a statement that they
yes,
know you're going to rebuke or refute because they know that you're going to give them the right answer. You know what I'm saying? And then they can go
yes,
on with their knowledge. So if that's the way it works that way too, you
yes.
know?
Because it's like if you want to experience something different, you have to have a different opinion in it to the opinion that you had
Yeah,
before. If you
yeah.
don't have no opinion, then what?
I gotta have if I want to experience happiness, right? I would have to have an opinion that would say that this sadness is not good for me. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So if I don't
you.
have an opinion, I wouldn't even know that I'm in a terrible situation. I wouldn't even it wouldn't bother me or affect me at all, you know?
How we
Come.
ask man? See how we say go. See
Where
how
the solution is over here, and don't forget who we are, you know. We are the
yeah.
Yeah.
we are
Imagine life
team,
without
team
opinions and
solution.
emotions. Like I tell people that the only thing that they are entitled to on this earth is their opinion. Like your opinion, you entitled to that. You know,
Yes,
like that's your
yes,
entitlement, you know?
yes, yes,
So if you get rid of your opinion, you get rid of your entitlement. That's the only thing
yes.
you entitled to that can't nobody say you wrong about because it's your opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when we do something out of somebody else's mind. We are doing out of somebody
Maybe,
else.
but it was breaking down to me that opinion is different from perception. Yeah, maybe he was trying to say, let's do away with perception then. Maybe that is what he wanted to say. You get what I'm saying? But
But,
not,
but, but, but
not
both of
different.
But
them
it's
tied
not
in
really
together,
different
really.
though
Both of
because
But
them
it's
then
how
tied in.
again,
you
it's the
see
same
it. You know
thing.
what I'm saying? It's not really different because it's how you
Not,
see it. It's
yeah,
your opinion.
exactly.
It's how you see it. So it's really
Yeah,
just
This is how you
different
see it.
words to the same thing, you know?
It's not the same thing, for real. When you look on it, basically, yeah,
yeah.
for real. Thank you, Queen. Baby C.
Thank you, baby Steve.
He got some tuning to do, man. He got lots of tuning
Yeah,
to do. That's a refinement to realize, yo, lots of layer on this onion, you know. Have to keep peeling it down. And when you go to the end, you see like, ooh, but
yeah.
it's the same thing. Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, because if an opinion is a belief, right? Your opinion is a belief, right? But then your perception is the same thing. It's the way you think. So your thoughts
Mm,
are your beliefs too. You know what I'm saying? So if your opinion is what you believe and your perception is what you think, they both based off of the
you know,
same thing. You know what I'm saying?
it-
Because you got to
it-
think to believe and you got to believe to even you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to
Yeah.
think to even have a belief.
yeah. So it would really goes down to, you know, to what would I want? What did I want? What did I want my result to be? Am I getting what I want? So I
Yeah.
would say my opinion is that working for you, and that would be the difference when you come down to the end. What you're using is that working for you?
Yeah.
No, then nobody else now go follow you. And if you see you now get what you want, you go change. And that's where it
Yeah.
comes. That's where experience come in because you experience that. That's not what I want. I didn't like that feeling. What I was looking to, I didn't like the feeling that it bring. And that's experience for each and every one. So if you take away people's opinion, you take away people's experience.
Yeah.
So it's like school, then why you have no opinion, so then teach you what to think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Or feel. You know what I'm saying? Because when you
Yeah,
turn off your thinking, you turn off your feeling too.
yeah.
And to be honest, a person that thinks that, all right, the way how he put it, a person that thinks that is a person that thinks that everything he says or how he see things or his opinion is always right and nobody
Yeah.
else opinion or perception is
Yeah.
right. It's just how we see things. That's the way it is and no other way. You get what I'm saying? But that's
That's
not how
it.
it is. That's not how it is. Because really and truly, we're here and we learn from each other. Jobless may have its experience. Kenny Pop may have her experience or how she see things and she come and share it and I learn from it. And I learn from it. And maybe the way how I see it may be never correct and maybe apply like Kenny Pop way and it worked for me perfectly and I'm like, whoa, you see? So that's why we have to even have an open mind to listen other people's opinion. It's very important. You
That's why
understand?
when you say teach and learn, it's so powerful to me because it's a phrase that I've used for my adult life. Like we here to teach each other and learn from each other. Teach and learn.
That's
Like I've been saying it for years. So when I've seen it on
mhm.
like your platform, I'm like, it's the alignment. You know what I'm saying? We use the
Yeah,
same words, we think the same thoughts. Like it's the alignment. Everybody ain't gonna feel like that.
it's true. It's
Everybody
true.
won't think like that, you know?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's the way
Grateful for
to go.
alignment. You know, I'm just grateful for alignment.
Definitely.
Alignment, that's what it is.
J boy, big up yourself. Um,
Yeah, man. You gotta
Yeah, we
listen
got
to
we
other
gotta
people,
start
man.
like we gotta stop. I think in just language, period, especially English language, we use any word and make it mean anything, and every word got like 10 different meanings, and that's where people's um confusion is coming in.
yeah, yeah, for real,
Yeah,
for real, for real.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's where
because
confusion
look
is
at this
coming
now.
in.
What about those persons who live places that don't have access to, you know, the internet or can't don't know certain kind of words to express how they feel. You get what I'm saying? Look at it. But they know what they feel and they can probably express how they feel, but they probably don't know the words. It's the words is
Yeah,
a tricky thing, because words get me sometime, when I hear some probably use
yeah,
certain kind of words. And by the time I'm done break down what my break down, I'm like, but I go through that experience, but it's just the word. It's like, oh, it's the same word or a different word, but you get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. It'd be the exact same thing they be describing, just in a different word, you know?
Different word. Yeah.
So a lot
Yeah.
of times we want to argue and debate because we feel like the words that we using is right. But if you change your word, you'll realize you're saying the same thing, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
He's not getting it, man. He's not getting it. You get it. You just have to ponder on it more and realize, yo, it could be something else.
What we need to have is open mind. That that is it, because and to what I already know, even those two clips you sent me, Jablis, this rising, it got me. Oh, you see my expression anyways. I was like, whoa,
But
look where you put it. Especially when we're talking about space. It's all space and all of that. I was
yeah,
like, whoa, look how Jablis put
yeah.
it. And the way how
That's
you
why I had to
said it
turn the
and
phone on and
everything.
laugh because it was
Yeah.
funny the way he said it. It was funny. But do you remember that story I told you about the gentleman who said it was okay for children to be assaulted? Bliss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was the one who just came in and asked that question. He was in the room with him, and he was the one who was agreeing to it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When I was in that live and that man said that children have to be assaulted, that's what they got to go through, right? I was telling you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Who just came in and asked that question, he was the other person who was saying the exact same thing that one man was saying.
Really? So
It's
really,
the same one.
oh,
Really?
'cause I'm here thinking right now. I'm here thinking. This guy came and asked if you have open mind, and me I look now and I say, really? Him have a closed mind. His mind is closed. So I'm realizing now his mind is closed for real. Because before you said that, that's what I'm here. That's what coming through to me. Like he asks if you have open mind, but in the end, his mind ain't open. And I'm saying
Say
his
people
mind is
ask for
closed.
what they don't have, instead of just saying, I need an open mind, they'll ask you if you got one. Do you have one?
No, but you have to remember this, these people, their perception is different when they're using open mind, because back in the days when a person say have an open mind, they're not even relating, like saying have an open mind to think, critically and have different ideas about things. I mean, they're saying that, but more in a sexual way, like have an open mind to try this and try that sexually. So when a person, so you have to be careful when a man like approach you like Kenny Papa and say, "Oh, do you have an open mind?" Depending on who is asking you the question. You get what I'm saying? Because they're saying something else.
Oh, Fidel.
I'm saying, yeah, they are saying something else. For
Oh
real.
my God.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to realize that they're mentally immature.
Yeah. So when you say them eye close, them mind is closed. Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
come to me.
if the eyes closed, the mind is closed. The eyes is useless if the mind is blind. If you can't even think with your mind, you don't need no eyes.
That is true. That is true.
For
What
real.
do you
Morning,
what do
good
you need your
morning,
mind
good
for if you
morning.
can't even think? Good morning, how are you?
Grand
Okay.
rising.
No
Chill.
music today?
Blessing.
Rising, grand rising. Yeah, grand rising.
No
I
music
would
today?
we are doing music is playing right now. Aren't you hearing? It's
I'm
just
not
that
hearing.
really you don't hear high frequency singing and Penny Pop singing and me singing.
Mm.
But we're singing slowly in broken words.
Okay,
It's slow. It's a
okay.
slow song, It's
You
a
put all the
slow
vibes
song.
and they play music still, but I lie.
Yeah. Later on, we're vibing now. This is teach and learn. This is another basically thing I
Chill
do with
vibe.
teach and learn. Yeah, we want to call it chill vibe, but we learn from each other, basically. We share experiences and knowledge and all of that. Teach and learn. Yeah.
Okay,
This is the place you want to be. Trust me.
that's why I'm here.
True. Right, so. Is what I say. Yeah. So what you doing today?
Well, I'm okay. Can't complain.
Not true.
I frequent.
Blessing, my brother.
Where you from, bro?
Blessing. The cosmos.
Where is that? Which country?
Heaven.
Here,
Like somebody asked me the other day, where you from? Everywhere. I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Because when,
keep
when
up.
when somebody tell you we are human being, you have to understand that is like you're calling yourself the bread. So you're a spiritual being. You're wireless. So when you know that, that's where you operate from. Just like when you're in a dream. Your body lie down on the bed, but you're there somewhere else in the world. When you know that is the real you, that's where you operate from. So that's why when things are going on around you, you take yourself away and just go in a silent. And that's where you fix everything we are going. But we don't know
This
The
that.
arrangement. Yeah.
no time
The
to waste.
arrangement of the mind. That's what I meant when I said the arrangement of the mind. If you
Yeah.
see yourself as you know what I'm saying, broke and poor, you're going to operate from that mental state. If you see
Yes.
yourself as wealthy and abundant, you're going to operate from that mental state. So you got to first have that thought, you know?
So somebody have to start it, somebody have to bring back the awareness to the people. So when you say where I'm from, I would say I'm from Jamaica. Is that would just say, yo, I'm still in that conditional state, That's still condition. So I'm from America, still condition. You know what I mean? When you go out there and look, that's where I'm from. The space where you look out there and see. That's where I'm from. Like everybody we're dead and gone, we are called dead. Where they are right now. You're right where you are in this. As long as you're in our space, they're right there.
Yeah.
But they're not in the 3D dimension as you are. That's the only difference. Just like if you want to talk to your friend on the phone and he's not around you. You call the device that he have. But what if you know you yourself is that device? You is the original blueprint of that device, that telephone. Then you would have recognized that. Then you would be able to energize. You understand what I mean? It's like you know what your muscles are for. Now you start exercise and start build them to lift the weight where you want to lift. But if
And
you
you know
don't
what
know
I
that,
want to go ahead.
I got a location.
but if you don't know that you are, then so that's why we are bringing out the awareness to let people know you are a spiritual being, not a human being. Human being is the experience. That's the objective. You are a subjective being. So by bringing that awareness, then people can come aware and awake and start work on themselves. You understand what I mean? That's the only way you're gonna conquer yourself, is to first know who you are. So you're gonna know say everything that you've been taught from your kid up to where you come to know yourself. Say, yo, this is not what I am. You understand what I mean? Before my mom named me, what was my name? My mom named me Jason, but what was my name before my mom named me? I want to know that name. And then I'm going to identify myself from there. So that's when you conquer your lower self. Can you realize that, I was living in my lower self, which we call the carnal mind, which we call human being.
Conditioning, yeah. That's
Yeah.
conditioning, yes.
You have to say, yo, I'm the flower. You know what I mean? I'm not just the bread. The bread is my experience. I can change that. I can make a bun tomorrow, but it's still the flour. I can make a biscuit tomorrow, it's still the flour. So who you really are? The flour. Everything else is just your experience. So then you wouldn't be classing yourself as your experience.
You are the main
So when you
source.
feel so when you say, oh, I'm feeling a pain, you wouldn't know, say, yo, I'm not the pain.
Yeah.
I'm not the body. I run the body. Then you would know, say, yo. And that's where we are trying to lead our people, out of the dark into the light. It's not that the dark is bad, but you need to come to the light because the seed have to be planted, and that's the dark. And then the real dark, then bam, out in the light. Yeah. So nothing is good, nothing is bad. Everything is life. That's what everything is, life. And when you put something to it, it becomes that for you. So that's why when you focus on the problem that's going on in the world, when you look around your life, you see problem. But when you focus on goodness and loving things, and you look around your life, you see loving things, no matter what I go on out there, around your life, in your space, it's always loving, lovey. Yeah? Because you are the creator, and you create through your mind. Your mind is your flower. So when you know that is your flower, you're going to make sure what you're putting in your mind, it's like a camera. You're taking a picture, whatever the lens is on, and that you're going to get when you go click. So whatever, and the click is when you feel. So whenever you feel something, that's you say, yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So if you don't want something, don't pay no attention to it. Because when you pay attention, that is your farmless money. That's your farmless everything. If you want a house, you want a car, that's your farmless.
Big up life, Fatty.
Then it come into form. So when you understand that's who you are, then you will always make sure say, yo, I'm having a beautiful feeling. My attitude is always loving, caring, uplifting at all time. Because
Yes.
I'm always creating. So
Yeah.
if I'm thinking bad about something, I'm creating. So what is gonna come? Yeah. So you have to ask yourself at all time, do I want this? Do I want to experience this? No. So like a mechanic and a driver. Most people today are drivers. We need some mechanic.
Need
So when
some
something go wrong, we can fix it.
true.
So when something go wrong, that's the effect. So the driver only know the effect. So when him go to the mechanic, why him go to the mechanic? Because the mechanic know the cause. And in this world, there's only cause and effect. There's nothing else. So if you know the cause, that's it. The cause is what you can't see. When them talk about spiritual, you know, where you can't see. Live by faith and not by sight. That is spiritual when you live by faith. You call things that is unseen, like it is into the scene, like you see it already, but you see it in your mind, because that's where everything is. Everything is in your mind. That's where everything is alive and well. Nothing, no fire can go there, so nothing can burn that. Doctor can cut out your mind and say, oh, look here, this is your imagination, look at it. No, he can't. So when you live from there, so that's where no weapon that form against you cannot prosper. Yeah, man. You become like Enoch. You hear about Enoch? Then you see where you turn.
Definitely.
You
Definitely.
become like
Enoch.
Enoch.
Perfect example. Yep.
Because that's who we really are. It's just that we're not reading the book as how we're supposed to. Because it's a metaphysical book. So if you read it literally, you're only beating on the stone. You not crack the stone yet. To get to the water, if you know how to turn water into wine. Because when you crack the stone, that you go into the raw material. So when they read it literal, that's just the stone. The kid come and see the house and say, oh, daddy, this is the house. Oh, yeah. But him don't know how that house built. Him don't know that the brick was first, it was in a raw state. And we turn them into brick. And we lay one and then we lay hundreds and then we have a house. Him don't know that.
Hmm.
And that's what our people don't know. They only see the house and say, oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's where it all stopped. Yeah. But
When you said
we revise and go to the beginning, the raw. That's why when you say God's name is raw. Yeah, it's true, it's raw. Meaning the raw energy where you can't see with your eye, you can't see it. But it's there. You can feel it. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You can't see it, but you can smell it. You can't see it, but it's there. But we are trying to use our 5 senses. Our 5 senses to know all things. Try to use the 5 senses and go sleep. It can't happen. The 5 senses are always awake. So if you want to know the higher things, you have to go beyond your 5 senses. You understand what I mean? Yeah. That's why when certain things happen to certain people, them get frightened, and certain things is because them short circuit, them brain not reach that level they yet. But they might read about something and then them think them know it. Like me say the person who passed him theory and think he's the best driver in the world. Never have a driving test yet. Never went to do a practical yet. But him passing theory with flying color and saying he's the best driver in the world. That's the people that are still out here today. So that's why I say the wise have to come on the front line. Because if the wise don't come on the front line, fools gonna continue multiplying.
Mm-mm.
But from the wise take their rightful place, fools have to dissolve. Just like how you see the leaf them fall off in the winter. The tree no fight with the leaf. No. You see they fall off. And that's what would have happened. Just pay attention upon the things that you want in your life, in your families and friends and everyone. And you will see. And the more people who get their mind in that order, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you'll see the change for yourself and your family.
Yeah.
For yourself and your family. And it starts with you. It starts with you by just start thinking, loving
Change your
about
mindset.
yourself and just push that out. That's it.
Yeah. That is it, 100%. Big up yourself,
That's
stress
it.
free.
100%.
Change your mindset
That's
and
a
everything
beautiful
in life
breakdown,
starts
Bliss.
with
That's
well
a
said,
beautiful
guys.
breakdown. I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yes.
say it's like a nurse, like when I went through nursing school, right? I had a lot of theory, but in learning theory, we also had practicals where we had to go to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? Spend time bedside, spend time drawing blood, spend time starting IVs, all that, right? But with the theory and not the practical, it was so many people who knew, like you said, they was passing our exams and our tests and our homework with flying colors. But once we got to the practical, it was like they were lost,
Mm,
Lost. Yes.
truth.
That's why I say I don't listen to people anymore like in that manner how I used to. Like you listen to what they say and take it in like it's a gospel. Not
Yes,
knowing
yes, they got the head knowledge, but not the practical. Definitely, the
not knowing
theory,
that you
but
just
not
lock
the
yourself in
practical.
a
You
boat.
got to have them both.
Yeah, I realize.
To turn your mind into a filter. So as soon as that information come in, you could process it like, that shit. It don't even apply like principle. And everything I do, I just apply the principle to it. Like, will this work with principle? If
That
it
is
don't
it.
work with principle, then you can find out where in that principle does this thing belong or not belong.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
If you can show me the principle from top to bottom where it work, let me say, okay. Cause remember our principle where we know it come out of that one. So more have to see
Yeah.
where your one come from, where it lies, how it work. Mm-hmm.
And principle is universal. You know what I'm saying? Like principle ain't just based on what this color say or this religion say or what this, gender say. Principle is across the board. You can apply
That's
it. It
what
don't
I'm
matter who you are,
saying.
what you are, whether you're a tree, a fish, or a person, you
That's
can apply
what
that
I'm
principle.
that,
Mhm.
that's my fundamental. That's my fundamental. It's universal. This is the law of law. Law of law. Yeah. Like you said, God is love. Let me tell you, say the law is love. Yo, people think it's their definition or their concept of love. No, not yours. Try to understand the concept, the real concept. You know what I mean? Not your little, you know, mediocre little concept you have in your little head.
That's why when people say they love me, I say from which vibration. You know what I'm saying? Where you loving me from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where you loving me from? If you love me, are you loving me from shame? Are you loving me from doubt? You loving
From
me from
guilt?
guilt? Like which vibration? Because love is just the law of vibrational energy. So if
Mm,
you love me,
mm,
which vibration are you loving me from? You know what I just want to know
mm.
that part.
DJ Grace, did you know that DJ Grace? Me say, I never realized LOVE, law of vibrational energy. I never even know that.
Mm.
It slapped me on my head the other night. Slapped me. Like, wow, so real. Love.
Mm.
That's how me feel it so.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
the only thing
yeah.
I feel.
So that's what I said before, we have to go with the feelings because sometimes we don't know these words to express these feelings, but we all going through these feelings and sometimes we don't know the word to say, okay, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
We have all them feeling, man. So that's why I say, when you say, oh, you love me, as Kenny Pop said, you love me, and then me see the way, oh, you treat me, your action don't match up to what you say, or you even treat yourself. If you don't treat yourself with love, you can't tell me say you love me and I expect you to love me because you don't know what love is because
Hell
you
no, you
first
know.
have to love yourself. You get what I'm saying? You first have to, um, you get what I'm saying? So we know, man, through the feelings, the
What I'm saying,
action,
like love is the
the
scale.
word.
And what you I'm glad you used that analogy because I was gonna say, what if your husband come home and knock you upside your head and then kiss you at night and tell you he loved you? Is that like where
Yeah,
you loving me from? What vibration you loving me from with that, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. 100%.
Mm-mm.
Everybody who say they love you, they telling the truth. It's not a
Yeah,
lie. It's just
Yeah.
what vibration that they are loving you from. Because everybody, the principle, like law, the law of vibrational energy says that we are all energy and we are all vibrating at a specific rate, right?
all right. Look how you say now, Kenny Pop. You say that now. That's why I love to listen, And you see where the opinion and the perception come in, or it's important. 'Cause look at this now. You will see, all right. You'll be seeing some persons putting out some persons, yeah. And them a hack in them lower self, them a disgrace themselves and whatever, and everybody will be there commenting on that clip and say, "Oh, me just love her, and me just love him." But look at the state that that person is in. Look at the state, but yes, you're saying that you love this person, you help to share this person, and all of that. But look at the state that you're in. Really, what is love though? As you say, at what place are you loving me from? You get what I'm saying, Kenny Pop? At what place you loving me
We're on the
from?
scale. Yeah, I'm here. Yep,
In my
yep, I'm here.
downfall state? That's where you love me? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So some people, like the goddess said in a comment, if you've been hurt as a child, like me, I was assaulted for years before I even knew how to speak as a child. You know what I'm saying? So I was abused. It was things that I had went through
Welcome,
that
Z.
that warped my perception. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to go in and take off all those things, you know what I'm saying, that had shaped and molded my opinion or my perception or my perspective, however you want to call it. I had to go in and take off all those things that had shaped what I thought love was. Because when
Yeah,
somebody said they loved me as a child, they was abusing me. So
yeah,
it's easy to believe that if somebody is abusing me as an adult, that must be the same kind of love. You
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I went in and I said, okay, let me change the whole definition of what love is to me. You know what I'm saying? And once I start thinking like love ain't this and love ain't that and love ain't this and love is this and love is this, I created my own, which is the
yeah,
same as the law. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Love is patient and it's
exactly.
kind and it's gentle. Like I just used those same ones that was
Mhm.
already written. And I'm like, okay, let me build my foundation off these.
Yes,
And
yes.
then once I did that, everybody who was saying that they loved me, I realized that yes, in fact, they were loving me, but it was from the lower vibrations.
See there? Exactly. 100%. 100%. Element, different.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, that's what I was saying earlier about emotions.
yeah,
Because if you think about it, it's like jealousy, rage. Like, what is emotions actually doing positive for us?
Oh. Yeah, you were saying that repeat what you said because I'm busy here. You know, I'm gonna get all the way so I'm gonna get distracted. Repeat what you
I was
said.
I was just saying, how does emotions help us in a positive way?
Okay, but remember that emotion is not just only, as you said, fear and anxiety and all the negative things. What about the positive side? Happiness, peace, you know,
Subjective,
and all of that.
subjective. Just like I was talking about love. What is love?
I think we got to get to a place where we find our own definition for those terms. And that's what we said after you had left. Like every word has 10 different definitions based on how you feel about it. So it's you got
I'm
to
not
define it for
focused on
yourself.
about
I can't define it for you and you can't define it for me, you know?
conversation. The conversation is find something positive about emotions.
Your emotions tell you what's right and wrong, what to feel. I mean, like your emotions is what turn your feelings. That's how you express yourself through emotions. So if you saying you can live without emotions, you saying you can live without expressing yourself or feeling anything, you know? And that's why I said if you can do that, more power to you. I can't. And I don't think it's healthy to even try.
I never I don't know about living without them. My point that I'm making is that
I
they're
said, can
negative.
you live without your emotions? You said, yes, I can. So I said, if you can live without your emotions, then more power to you. I can't.
Because what,
Okay,
brother,
I don't remember
what you,
saying that I could. I said I probably could try, but that's what I'm in the process of doing. But it's not a more power to me thing. It, it's a more of an education thing. I'm not trying to convince anybody anything. Like I said, show me how emotions are positive,
All
and
right.
no one can show me.
brother,
Princess,
'cause
yeah.
without emotion,
Focus
there's no
on
creation.
emotion is dangerous. All right, based on my experiences, I've been in situation already, yeah. Because yeah, you have to express your emotion. Because I remember once upon a time I was feeling like in love with this person, and instead of me letting it flow, I used to try to block it, and the more I try to block it, it's like it affects me. I get headache, I get confused, I feel some type of way inside that does not feels right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so you say to block out emotion, that can be dangerous as no waste
No,
time.
no,
Let
but
it
look,
flow.
Again, I
brother,
didn't say
brother,
burn out emotions.
brother, let me help you. You know, your emotion, yeah, is the only thing. Motion. So it's in motion, movement, movement. That's what motion is, movement. So everything move, nothing rest, nothing stop. So it's the direction. So what you need to realize is when you say we need to get rid of our negative emotion, our emotion that's not working for us, then we say yes. No, you're talking. No, you can bring somebody somewhere. But when you say get rid of, no, you can't get rid of.
I never
It's
said that. I said emotions are negative. My point
no,
is
no,
that
no.
my point is not you removing.
Motion is
My
neither
point is
negative
to
nor positive. And you make
yes,
it
it
that.
is.
And you make it what it is. It's neither negative or positive. And you make it what it is. No,
Okay,
you are the
okay,
directive.
prove that.
And you
Prove that.
direct it. And you are the direct. It's like driving a car down the road. Is the car going left over that? So are you? Is the problem? No. It's who in it driving it. It's you. It's who in it driving it. Just like your body. What's running your body? The consciousness. Can you see your consciousness? No. Can you see your body? Yes. So your consciousness is that motion which run in the body. That's the driver. So negative and positive is you knowing me, I'm going London, but me turning to Birmingham. So you go in Birmingham would be negative because your objective was London. So everything is motion, my brother.
Hey, that's a beautiful breakdown right there. When you know, like when you said that left and right, that's it. We control those. You know what I'm saying? So if my husband come in and he lying and cheating and I cry, that's my control. Like I'm expressing my emotion in that way. But if Grace's husband come in doing the same thing, she might laugh and call him a clown because that's how she going left and I'm going right. You know what I'm saying? So it's you the driver of your emotions. That's a beautiful breakdown.
True.
That's a beautiful breakdown.
For real.
I'll jump in here about the
Very
emotions.
beautiful.
Okay.
I'll jump in about emotions, and it first for me in just hearing even the conversation, it starts with understanding your value system. The first thing that I think has to be determined is whether or not you believe that emotions in and of themselves are bad or good. My belief system says that emotions don't have a judgmental value. Emotions, as humans, we have a broad spectrum of emotions that we have the capacity for feeling. So I don't, first of all, say again.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just agreeing. That is so true.
Yeah, yes.
It
don't have a judgmental value. Yes.
So I start from a place where I say to myself, your emotions are not positive and negative. But there's another value system that also goes along with that. And that value system for me is what do I use for making decisions? Do I make them based on my emotion, or do I make them based on the logical process of living out my values? And so emotions for me don't dictate my behavior. They're a separate indicator in my life. So those become the foundational values for me. After I've established those values in my life, then the question comes up, well, then what's the purpose? How do I use emotions in my life? For me, there's a specific way that emotions help me in life. When I have an emotion that feels good to me, and that's a subjective definition of how I determine good. When I have an emotion that feels good to me, usually I have those emotions because what's happening in life, the facts of my life, usually align with my values.
Yes.
When I'm experiencing emotions that feel negative to me, it's the little tension that I have. It's the, I ain't feeling this ain't sitting well with me. And whatever that means to you, I tell people, pull up a feeling wheel. Pull up a list of feelings, because we don't have the emotional intelligence to really explain it sometimes. The zero base for emotional intelligence is when you hear people say, I feel some kind of way, that they can't even put words to it. But any of those emotions that have negative, for me, that is a flag. It's a yellow flag that says there's two things that are one of two things that's happening right now. Amen. Either something's happening that is just a sad, bad thing, or something has just happened. Usually what it is, something has just happened that conflicts with my value system in some way. Yes. Because I understand that the emotion is just waving a flag at me, Lorana, pay attention to something that just happened. Something is out of alignment with your current value system. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just simply means that my value system is being challenged. Yes. If I take the time and learn how to use my emotions and don't let my emotions drive the bus of my life, then what I do, and this is my process of healing, I say, I'm feeling what just happened? I'm feeling something uncomfortable. Is there a value confliction that's happening? And here would be an example. You're getting into a conversation and somebody says, Lorana, you should, da, 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 da. I'm going to be, that emotion's going to come up where I'm feeling a little bit annoyed right now and I go, wait a minute, what value just got hit? What in your value system just got conflicted? My value system says another grown person does not have the right to dictate my behavior. Okay, we got a conflict right now, person. You're telling me what I should do when you don't have the authority. I've not delegated the authority to you to make decisions for my life. We got a problem. You think that you are entitled to dictate. Now, you can tell me what you think. You can tell me what you would like for me to do. But in my value system, if you tell me what to do, we now are no longer on the same page. And if we don't correct and come to some agreement about these values, we will have a conflict. And any place in my life that my values are conflicted, that is a trauma point. Small or large, we now have a traumatic incident in my life. Now, if I am in control, my behavior, if I respond out of that emotional state with my ego, I will then become the traumatizer in my life. So what I have learned to do is, this is what I'm feeling, this is why, and let me make sure my behavior in response aligns with my value system. Because if I respond now in this situation in a way that does not align with my value system, I will add another layer of trauma to this experience. And so my emotions are the best indicators I have in life, because sometimes before I even intellectually process what's happening, I feel some kind of way. And as I have programmed myself, I am programmed to pay attention to that. If I walk into a place and something don't feel right to me, I stop immediately. And this is mentally. This is something that I have learned to do immediately in a split second. What just happened and why am I not feeling this way? I can listen to the conversation and say, ooh, all this conversation goes against my value system. So I'm going to feel irritated and annoyed and a bit standoffish and a bit defensive. What I've learned to do is then now set a healthy boundary based on your value system. Do you want to spend time in this space where it feels like it's out of alignment? Because if you do, then this behavior is creating micro traumas in your life, and you're going to have to go home and heal from this experience. How do I behave? Do I trigger this ego stuff? And now we at war and we fueling things. But my emotions, if I'm using them appropriately, are the best tool I have, because in a split second, a whole energy go through your body. And if you're trained, you understand that. What happens is when we're not healed.
You don't have to keep convincing yourself. Okay. Because you're confusing feelings with emotions. Like you said, when you come into the room, you feel, and then you logically, your emotion is something totally different from what. If I come into a room and I feel a vibration, then I choose to handle that vibration logically, or I could choose to handle it emotionally. Emotions is the negative. The best way to handle it is logically. If we go emotional, it's going to be a negative outcome.
You express your emotions negative. The only time your emotions can be negative if that's how you express them. Emotions have no judgment. Emotions, like you said, emotions like going left or right. The car gonna go either way you take it. It's who you are that makes that emotion negative.
Behavior and emotions are different things. Behavior and emotions are not the same.
See, hold on. See, what y'all doing is y'all going into emotion and then chopping emotion up. There's two things. There's logic and an emotion. If logic is the positive, how is emotion positive?
Neither of those two are behavior. Logic and emotion are not behavior.
Hold on. Please hold on.
That's not even a behavior. You can't put even logic and emotion in a behavior where it's good or bad.
I'm trying to break it down to y'all.
You ain't breaking down nothing, bro.
It's like y'all trying to just
talk breaking down nothing, bro.
I don't know why y'all want to talk over me. I don't know why y'all want to talk over me.
Like that.
I am trying to stop talking over me. Let me finish.
You're a student, bro. You're a student. So listen to the teachers.
My gosh. Nobody wants to let me finish.
Please, hold on. One at a time. Remember that who are listening is going to sound most confusing to who are listening. So just one at a time. All right, let's different finish say what he's saying, and then Jablis is going to speak, and then we hear.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, you're going to be against it. It's something that you never heard before, so you don't have to fight me for it. You don't really have to agree. I'm just putting out something there that you could think about later on, or you don't even have to think about it. But to cut me off like I'm trying to set people up, I don't.